Hi everyone, today we're talking about Constellation Brands who have just reported earnings of yesterday. I'm recording a video of the day they've recorded earnings, and after releasing their earnings, Constellation Brands is up 5.5%. About that, market's still open for a little bit longer, but it's at that at the moment. And this is after its earnings report, which was pretty good. If you watch my videos a lot, if you watch my channel a lot, I have talked about Constellations quite a bit recently. I've put them on the undervalued list for a long time, and as I was doing that, I've talked about the current investment that they've had in Canopy Growth, which they increased a few months back. I've talked about that on quite a bit of a basis. I talked about that because of the weed stocks and how much they were shooting up, and how I would invest in the weed stocks. And I've said before that I've bought a little percent in Aurora Cannabis, just a little bit, less than 1% of my portfolio. And I said I won't get into Canopy Growth because I believe it's overvalued now. I would have got into that under $20, and I would say that Constellation Brands is a good safe bet to have a nice safe stock with a good return. And as well as that, it covers the kind of like the weed speculation side of it, if you want to cover that side of it. But these earnings have like none of the actual like weed, the Canopy Growth kind of in there, because because that hasn't gone into place yet, because they're not doing anything with that investment just now, because they're trying to infuse like it into the drinks, and that hasn't happened yet, but at some point it will do. So yeah, Constellation was up 5.5%. It said that beer sales rose 11% compared with a year ago. Sales of wine and spirits climbed 9%. Shipment volume of beer increased 8.7%, while wine and shipments volume was up 8.8%. Total sales rose 9% to 2.3 billion, ahead of analysts' forecast of 2.25 billion. And for the quarter end, it reported profit of 1.15 billion, or 5.87 a share, which beat forecast quite a bit. With this, it also means that Constellation Brands actually raised guidance. Now, we've talked about this on the channel before. When a company tends to raise guidance, what happens is that you would kind of get a little bit of analysts coming out and upgrading the stock, and as well as upgrading the stock, we'd see quite a few people actually jump into the stock and actually start buying into it. Constellation Brands has been on a massive dip because of a couple of downgrades. As well as a couple of downgrades, it also got slated for its investment into Canopy Growth. A couple of the kind of old street kind of investors and analysts, whenever a company invests into something brand new that they're not comfortable with, it always happens. There's always that downgrade. Like, whoa, kind of investing into weed, we don't like that, so we're going to downgrade the stock. Some analysts are pretty old school and they don't understand a lot of the investment sort of terms with the regard to kind of new industries. And I've always said on this channel, like, Canopy Growth, Constellation Brands is a very good safe play, and especially get invested into a new segment, into the weed sector. It's a good play on that as well. And I've said for a while it's been on a bit of a negative dip, and with these earnings coming out, it shows that it's still a good stock to be getting into. They did beat estimates quite a bit, and the analysts, and the forecast for the year has also been increased. So we kind of should see kind of a bull kind of pattern now in the stock, and we should see the price increase quite a bit after this announcement of how much they're beating their earnings by. It's a stock that's just been undervalued for ages. It's still slightly undervalued right now, so it's still not a bad opportunity to get into. But I have mentioned this stock on this channel quite a few times, that it was a good opportunity to buy in. And personally, I didn't buy into the stock because I've kind of not got too many funds to buy any more stocks right at the moment. And if you watch my previous videos, you know that I'm kind of lining up Visa and MasterCard for getting into my next stocks. But really solid earnings for Constellation Brands. Still one of my favourite companies to get diversified in your portfolio. It's very easy to go tech heavy, and this is just a stock that breaks it up. It'll continue to grow, and it's very interesting with the kind of like Canopy Growth investment side of it, like I say. But it's just a stock I follow quite close on the channel, and I update you guys on it quite a bit. And I'm just impressed with the earnings. They were good earnings, and still a stock that I have a massive buy rating on. And I do think this stock can go up to about 245 a share. I think quite easily. And that's my opinion, guys. So give the video a like, subscribe. Thanks for all the support recently. It's been amazing. And I'll see you on the next video.